Rehydrated is out in 4 days, and while we're always going to have the original Battle for Bikini Bottom, the landscape of this game's community is going to change drastically. A month ago I released a video talking about the glitches and oddities inside one of my favorite games, but that video did not do it justice. While it would be easy for me to sit here and talk about how Barnacle Boy is inside the computer in the Murmelair, or how some trampolines give you twice the height if you slam on them and others don't, but I wanted to talk about some of the lesser known stuff like, enjoy the video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Paper Sandy, or as I like to call it, Flat Sandy. Okay, this is one of those things I'm not too informed about. This is more of a spectacle, not a speedrunning trick. So I'm gonna have my friend Rubbertoe64 explain this one to you guys.
Hey guys, Rubbertoe64 here to give a quick explanation of why Paper Sandy happened. If I'm being completely honest here, no one really knows exactly what the heck is happening, but we have an idea. We know it has something to do with being at or close to the very center of the Texas swinger. If you keep re-grabbing the swinger as you approach the very center, we believe the game doesn't know what to do with Sandy's model, and it starts to get all sorts of messed up. Then, if you make Sandy go upside down by re-grabbing the swinger from the very top, you eventually get to a point where Sandy is so completely upside down that her model just stays the way it is. If you want numbers, think of it like a number approaching 0 kind of thing. Let's say, for example, Sandy's lasso position is at 1, and the very center of the swinger is at 0. As you slowly approach the center of re-grabbing the swinger, the number goes from 1 to 0.9, then to 0.09, then 0.009, and so on. Eventually, you get to a point where the system you're playing on can't round the number any higher, so it just breaks the game, and you become Paper Sandy.
During the first episode of Glitches and Oddities, I showed everyone how to skip finding all the paintings in Rock Bottom by collecting a debug trigger disguised as a shiny object underneath Mrs. Puff. This isn't the first instance of completely skipping a spatula where the player is tasked to collect or find a certain amount of objects. In Kelp Forest, Mrs. Puff, being the brilliant boating instructor she is, manages to lose all 6 of her students. SpongeBob has to go throughout the entire stage to find all the campers, then come back to Mrs. Puff to be rewarded with his spatula. Or does he? As many of you know, the game's engine renderware is an absolute mess. Now this is not a bad thing. Casually this game is a great time, and you definitely won't be skipping any spatulas or running into any crazy glitches on your first playthrough. But speedrunners use the bugginess of this engine to perform wild actions. By going into a level with an instance of collectibles like Downtown Bikini Bottom, you can collect 6 of the wheels, aka 6 campers. After the wheels are collected, warp to Mrs. Puff in Kelp Forest, and on the frame you spawn in, hold the L button. This stores the numerator so that it shows 6 out of 6 upon entering, without finding any of the campers. Sucks for them, but hey, not too shabby for us. This game is full of small things like that are unnoticeable during your first playthrough, like this area in Rock Bottom Museum, where the hand grabs you for no reason other than lassoing into this wall for a few seconds. Very weird. But funnily enough, a few years back, this was the most efficient way to grind for shiny objects when playing this game. This took roughly 15 minutes to be able to buy all the crab spatulas needed. Of course, nowadays we have SBA or skee ball abuse to quickly get all the shinies we want, but this is just another instance of something that is plain unnoticeable. Like this sock in Sand Mountain. One of the more hidden ones in the game, it's as easy as destroying the snowman, but what if I told you can get 2 socks out of it? By performing a trick known as VMS, or Vertical Momentum Storage, click the iCard up top to learn more about that in my sponge-only video. Alright, thanks. Okay, so performing this trick grants SpongeBob with all the height in the world, and upon inspection, yes, there is a sock directly above the snowman, miles in the air. So to actually get both socks, the player has to first destroy the snowman, but don't collect the sock it gives you. Then VMS up to the sock in the air, then on your way down, the second sock will be waiting for you. Now if you're OCD, this might bug you as you are left with 1 sock, but with this extra sock you can completely skip destroying all 8 snowmen on the Flounder Hill slide. Click the icon. Okay, I'm done. Seriously. Alright. I guess the only thing I have left to show you is, this. Layla, I'm really recording. Lock the door, too.
Oh, you can listen on recording. Hey guys, Conker.
Thank you for watching. I know this is a pretty short video, but I'm working on a bigger project and it should be out within the coming weeks. It's also Friday, so I'm going to go play Last of Us 2. I've been waiting for this game for a long time now, so I'm looking forward to it. I love the first game after playing it for the very first time actually this year, so make sure to follow me on Twitter so you know my thoughts on the game right away. And as always, I will see you next week. Peace.